Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, slow zones, the city's new plan to stop drivers from speeding near schools and playgrounds. A blast from the past, a former Edmonton MP will run to become the city's next mayor. And off to the races, an Oilers superfan competing on a Canadian reality TV show.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
The city of Edmonton is trying something different when it comes to improving safety around schools and playgrounds. It's pulling photo radar from those areas for good. As CTV's Evander Kane reports, the city wants to focus on permanent solutions.
A trip to the playground for Celia Hatherley means crossing this busy section of 118 Avenue.
You know, it's always the stressful part of the walk because no matter how careful you are, the worry is always they're going to run away from you, and the cars are very fast there.
Your speed as a driver is your responsibility, and we're seeing the absolutely horrific impacts of that through the number of fatalities.
10 people have died on Edmonton roads so far this year.
We know that speeding's up, crashes are clearly up, but to be clear, those are happening in spaces outside of playgrounds.
The city says playground and school zones have high speed compliance and low crash volumes. Starting July 1st, photo radar trucks will be a thing of the past in these zones.
In most of them, we're looking at only one violation per hour. So that application of resources is not really getting us the best bang for our buck, given how safety's improved so much in these spaces with our investments over the years.
Photo radar trucks only target speeders and do not address other safety concerns that arise. That's why the city will instead focus on improving crosswalks, signage, and installing traffic calming measures.
Speed humps can actually reduce speeds up to 13 kilometers per hour. We've also seen traffic volume reductions of up to 27%. Curb extensions, like the ones that you see in this area here, reduce speeds up to 8 kilometers per hour.
This section of 118 Avenue outside Highland School is one of 2 selected for improvements this fall.
One will test reducing speed limits on arterial roads during school hours, using flashing beacons and bold pavement markings to signal to drivers that they're entering a school area.
As a parent, you take all the precautions you can, but there's always that worry that something will go wrong, and anything that the city can do to make our environment safer is always appreciated.
The other school hasn't been revealed yet, but will have measures installed to block illegal parking and stopping. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Classrooms are closed, exams are finished, and summer has begun for students in Edmonton and surrounding areas.
I'm getting happiness and excitement for summer.
I feel great, honestly. This year went by so fast.
Students at Joseph M. Demko School in St. Albert say they're thrilled classes are over with and they're ready to start their summer. Soccer, ice cream, camping, and volunteering are all on the way. Some students and their teachers are feeling a little more wistful.
You don't really realize it until it's literally this last day and kids are leaving and they're saying goodbye. So it really has started to feel real today.
I have the best job in the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the best. These guys are the best.
Many of Joseph M. Demko's students are off to high school next year. Their peers say the building won't be the same without them when classes begin in September. Police believe an Edmonton teacher facing child sexual exploitation charges fled the country. Alberta law enforcement response teams have charged Jimmy Buena with making, accessing, possessing, and transmitting child pornography. Police allege Buena used Facebook to upload sexual abuse material. Buena taught at St. Oscar Romero Catholic High School in West Edmonton. The Edmonton Catholic School Division says Buena's final day at the school was last Thursday. Police do not believe any students were involved in relation to the charges. Alert is sharing the information in light of his position.
We still have a lot of our investigation to go, and that includes a review of any of the tech that we've received, and that's on our forensic examiners. A big part of the investigation is having them go through that, just so that we have an understanding of what exactly we're dealing with.
Alert believes Buena may be hiding in the Philippines. Edmonton police have charged a 30-year-old woman in connection to a sexual assault involving a teen. Police are concerned there may be more alleged victims. The Edmonton Police Service says earlier this month, someone reported a relationship between a teenager and an adult soccer coach. The teen is getting support through the Zebra Child and Youth Advocacy Center. Vanessa Young has been charged with sexual assault, sexual interference, sexual exploitation, and child luring. 3 people were taken to hospital this morning after a car crashed into a building in West Edmonton. Police and paramedics were called to 163rd Street and 95th Avenue around 8:45 this morning. A green hatchback slammed into a pillar outside of Westgate Plaza. Police say there were 5 people inside the car, including 3 kids. All 3 were taken to hospital as a precaution. Police are looking into what caused the crash. The Edmonton Airport has become the first Canadian site for a new air traffic control system. The iTech Skynex system calculates flight paths, detects potential conflicts, and updates flight data in real time. NAV Canada says the Edmonton area was chosen since it's the world's largest non-oceanic flight information region. It says Edmonton is 5 million square kilometers of airspace. NAV Canada describes the new system as going from MapQuest to Google Maps for aviation.
We shift to what's called on-time arrival rather than on-time departure. So you may think when you're on an aircraft, you push back early, you leave early. That sometimes works well if we can accommodate it. But what we need in aviation is predictability. We need people to be able to understand where things are going to be. I say it's a ballet that we have to orchestrate.
NAV Canada says with less time spent on the tarmac, planes will be emitting less carbon into the air. The Edmonton Oilers have traded winger Evander Kane to the Vancouver Canucks. Kane is being shipped off to Vancouver in exchange for a 4th-round pick. When the 33-year-old joined the Oilers 4 years ago, he became involved with a number of different groups in the city. That included the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer Society. Some of those connections he made say they're sad to see him go.
You're sad that he's leaving, but like you said, Vancouver's not that far away, right?
Not far at all, but I guess Vancouver will have to be my new favorite. He just feels, like everyone else, and he just feels like a fun person to hang out with.
Kane released a statement thanking the fans, saying Rogers Place was always electric, and I'm proud to have played in front of such a passionate hockey city. My family and I have built some incredible relationships that will last forever. A well-known Oilers superfan has unique plans for the offseason.
We are called the superfans because we are the superfans of each other.
And the Edmonton Oilers.
Let's go!
Don, say everybody, Nippy Scoo here. This is my husband,
Superfan Magoo.
This guy is one of the most...
Skylene and Blair Gladu, better known as Superfan Magoo, are contestants on this season of The Amazing Race Canada. Eagle-eyed Oilers fans may have noticed Magoo's absence from earlier rounds of the NHL playoffs. That's when filming for the show took place, which weighed heavily on Magoo's mind.
If we do this, we're going to be gone for a month regardless, win or lose. And I'm going to miss the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So if we lose in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, that's going to be on me. Superfan Magoo's not there. We lost because he wasn't there.
The Gladus say if they win, they will donate a portion of their money to youth causes. Superfan Magoo also says he will get Oilers season tickets. The Amazing Race Canada airs beginning July 8th on CTV. Well, Corey, some weather outside today may have had people racing indoors. A big storm moved through our area.
Yeah, we saw a lot of rain associated with it, some pea-sized hail as well, but that has now pushed off in towards Sherwood Park, Old Strathcona, so those areas now still dealing with it. It is continuing to push to the east. Temperature-wise, we made it up to 24, but we saw that move through and it dropped our temperature now at 18, but things have settled quite a bit here in the city. Still some severe thunderstorm watches to talk about in northern areas of the province. Slave Lake, Westlock, west of the city, Stony Plain, Devon included this, and then east of Vegreville. East of Vegreville towards Lloydminster, that area was under a tornado watch, but that has been dropped. Now a severe thunderstorm watch. We are seeing a lot of storms scattered throughout the province, north, west, and east, and also in and around Calgary. So very scattered throughout the region. We saw the storm pass through the Edmonton area. There's a slight chance that we could see a bit more as we go throughout the mid part of the evening. Right now towards Lloyd, seeing a lot of storms, a lot of lightning popping up on the map. But let's take a closer look at areas to the west. Right now, out towards Seba Beach, that could stay a little bit further north, may not affect us much, but it is pulling to the east. And then areas east of the city, right around Sherwood Park, is where we are seeing some very heavy pockets of rain. A lot of lightning associated with us, and it is again pushing to the east at a good speed. So it's coming through as quick as it comes. It is leaving quite quickly. For us here in Edmonton, slight chance we might see another scattered shower thunderstorm as we go throughout the evening. Temperature will gain back a few degrees, then will drop off. Tomorrow morning, chance of showers. As we go throughout tomorrow afternoon, 23 for a high. We could see some thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. Taking a look at your 3-day forecast for Friday, 23. Could see some afternoon and evening storms once again. And then Saturday, a high of 22 and a chance of showers. So still unsettled as we go throughout the next 3 days. After that, it calms down a little bit. Those details, your 5 days still to come.
All right, Corey, thanks very much. Coming up next on CTV News, summer smells, how to avoid getting sprayed now that baby skunks are roaming Edmonton.
By James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
A former Edmonton Member of Parliament is making his return to politics after 17 years. This time, he's taking a run at the mayor's chair. Rahim Jaffer left federal politics in a cloud of controversies. As CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, Jaffer's comeback is focused on resilience and pushing for change.
For the last 8 years, this has been Rahim Jaffer's office. Now he's got his eye on a higher one.
It's at 4 o'clock today if you're able to come. All right? Nice to see you.
Chatting with customers at the White Ave restaurant he took over from his parents has been a window into the issues Edmontonians are facing. Small business struggles are a common topic.
Most of them that you talk to along the avenue, even downtown or any part of the city, unfortunately, they're barely surviving. And that's just not what I remember Edmonton to be.
That nostalgia for a successful city he once knew is Jaffer's motivation for seeking its highest political office. There are now 6 candidates who filed nomination papers or intend to. One political analyst says edging out frontrunners like current councillors Tim Cartmel and Andrew Knack is a tall order for Jaffer.
You know, you've got to be in the public eye all the time so that people know who you are. And you know, 17 years out of politics, that's a long time.
Jaffer was certainly well known as a Conservative MP for Strathcona between 1997 and 2008. His scandals also earned him some attention. The time his executive assistant impersonated him on a national radio interview in 2001, or the impaired driving and drug possession charges against him in 2009.
This drug thing has just got carried away. That's the end of his career.
Those charges were eventually downgraded to a careless driving charge he pled guilty to. Jaffer isn't shy about his past.
It's colorful, no doubt, but it's also all out there. I have no skeletons in my closet.
He says he's grown from those mistakes and is eager to show Edmontonians through his platform in the run-up to the September election. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
An uncommon animal has been spotted roaming the streets of Edmonton. From April to June, mother skunks make themselves at home under decks, porches, and sheds to give birth to their litters. Now that they're older, skunk kits are starting to explore the city and surrounding areas. Wild North Animal Rescue says if you come across a skunk or a kit, do not panic.
They're actually very unlikely to spray us. They only do as a last resort. They only have so much of that stinky fluid, and they have to replenish it once they use it, so they don't want to use it.
Wild North says city skunks are used to being around people and will show signs when you should back away. This includes stomping their feet and showing their teeth. Mothers Against Drunk Driving is once again driving home the effects of impaired driving. MAD's Crash Car campaign is back for the summer. It displays a wrecked car on the side of the road at Blackjack's Roadhouse in Nisku. MAD hopes the car serves as a reminder of the dangers of getting behind the wheel while impaired.
Don't drive impaired. There are so many other options out on the road nowadays that we don't need to get behind the wheel after we've been drinking or doing any drugs.
MAD says 4 people are killed and 190 people are injured in impaired driving collisions across Canada every day. The Crash Car will move around the Edmonton area until the campaign ends in September. Well, a warm yet gloomy day in Edmonton at times with heavy rain and even some thunderstorms. Corey will let us know how the rest of the week is looking. Your full forecast is next.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Real hairy moments during the G7 summit in Kananaskis, with the exception of this one. Despite efforts to keep bears away, a grizzly dropped in for a visit at the Kananaskis golf course. The area was closed to visitors at the time, but good luck keeping this big fella away. Parks Canada says there are about 60 grizzlies living in K-Country. And Corey, if he golfs anything like me, he's going to be out there looking for his ball for a whole lot longer.
Oh, really? Not that good on the course?
Not a great golfer. Not a great day to be out on the golf course today either, with the rain and thunderstorms at times.
If you made it in before 4 o'clock and you had an early start, not too bad. But after that, it was very wet out there. Let's take a look outside right now. This is the view through the River Valley Skycam, the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. 18 degrees as we take a look at the skyline. Still fairly cloudy, but we are starting to see some breaks in the cloud. Temperature-wise, we dropped about 5-6 degrees as that storm came through, so we've cooled a little bit. Let's take a look at our high for today, 24. Average seasonal high is 22. So we did okay. We didn't see a whole lot of sun today. We were fairly overcast throughout much of the day, but we did see the warming. Let's take a look at the storms. We're seeing a lot of lightning to the north of us, to the west and to the east, and also in and around Calgary. As we take a closer look, some good storms up towards Westlock and Slave Lake, and then surrounding Fort McMurray, Cold Lake, and then out towards Lloydminster, pushing off into Saskatchewan. For us here in Edmonton, we're seeing some clearing off to the west. Right now, the storms that move through the Edmonton area are pushing east of Sherwood Park and continuing to push to the east, taking the lightning with them. And the rain is easing with that storm as well. We're seeing less pinks and purples in there, so it is easing as it pulls to the east, losing a little bit of its energy. 18 for us right now, 22 in Red Deer, 21 Lloydminster, Calgary with the storms there. Their temperature has dropped off, 14. Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, quite warm, 27 and 29. Tomorrow morning we'll start off around 11. Temperatures throughout the province tomorrow just below or just above 10 degrees, so just below average seasonal high for most areas in the province as we kick off Thursday morning. As far as tomorrow, still a little bit unsettled for Cold Lake. We could see some thunderstorms into the afternoon. Edson as well for areas south and to the southeast and east. Also a risk we could see some thunderstorms as we go into the afternoon. Most temperatures in the low to mid 20s. Medicine Hat looking to be the warmest in the province with a high of 27. For us here in Edmonton, as we go throughout the evening, we'll see some breaks in the cloud. Overnight tonight, there's a slight chance we could see some showers and a chance we could see some showers tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy. We'll see some breaks in the cloud as we go throughout tomorrow, 23 for a high. But as we go throughout the afternoon, we could see some scattered showers, possibly some thunderstorms, and an even greater risk as we go throughout Thursday evening, about a 60% chance. So as we progress throughout the evening, a greater risk of seeing some storms. As we head into Friday, sun and cloud, 22. As we go throughout the afternoon and evening, a chance we could see some storms once again. Saturday, mostly cloudy, 22, a slight chance of showers, but then we start to clear out, we start to warm up. By Monday, a high of 28. More warm days to follow. A great 10-day forecast. I'll have details on that. Your 10-day forecast coming up in the 6 o'clock newscast.
All right, Corey, thank you. An artist from Lacombe is bringing some fairy magic to a village just east of Edmonton. Artist Minuet La Montaigu created 9 tiny handcrafted pieces for the village of Clive's Fairy Door Trail. The village says the fairy doors are hidden across town in unexpected locations like tree trunks and storefronts. La Montaigu says she hopes her art inspires people's imaginations.
It gives kids a chance to think their own stories up rather than being dictated or told what the story is. So for me, I thought it was a great way for kids to actually be able to look at something and they tell me the stories, what's going on.
If you have a keen eye, you might find hidden elements in the art like constellations or bugs native to Alberta. The Fairy Door Trail is free to visit and will be around all summer long. For more information, you can visit lacombetourism.com. When we return, pitching pickleball, local players hoping to see the sport added to the Special Olympics.
Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports right now.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by K-Days. The 10 best days of summer are back.
Coming up tonight on CTV News at 6, couples from across Canada are out thousands of dollars after a surrogacy center in Calgary closes. Also, Alberta teachers end the school year with uncertainty about any new contract. And a closer encounter with wildlife in Jasper National Park, a couple's viral video of a moose meeting. Those stories and much more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Some local athletes are trying their hand at one of North America's fastest growing sports. Pickleball isn't a sanctioned sport for the Special Olympic World Games. However, as CTV's Nara Manisa explains, they're hoping that could change in the future.
Jonathan and Nicholas are working on their serves. They started playing pickleball 2 years ago.
I love the sport. I love how it's active. Gets you out and gets you active and energy.
It's all about the energy and all the running you can do.
The Edmonton Pickleball Club hosts a Special Olympics program Tuesday nights. Players learn the basics of the sport, do some drills before playing a friendly game. It's more than just getting active.
Yeah, I like hanging out and making new friends.
The program is run by club volunteers.
I've been doing this for a number of years now, and I've gotten to know some of the kids, and they know me, and, oh, hi, Coach, hi, Steve, and, you know, it's really fun. I just enjoy doing this, and I look forward to it every year.
According to Pickleball Canada, the governing body for the sport, more than 1 million Canadians play pickleball at least once a month.
Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports right now, so there's a lot of people who haven't played it. So I think the volunteers, because they're familiar with the game, they get that opportunity to share their knowledge and get more people interested in the sport.
Pickleball Canada says its membership reached 85,000 by the end of last year. These athletes are happy for the helping hand.
I like the coaches taking one-on-one time to help us get the perfect perform in pickleball and get the right action to get the shot over.
While pickleball isn't an official Special Olympics sport,
I think it's going to be in the Special Olympics, pickleball.
I think it is.
Jonathan and Nicholas say they will be ready to compete for gold if and when that day happens. Nara Manisa.
Oh, nice.
CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.